Hello, everyone. Welcome to this mini lecture. Levels adjustment is one of the foundations for creating special artistic effects. It allows you to adjust the intensity levels of shadows, midtones, and highlights in an image, as well as correct the tonal range and color balance. Here is the outline for this lesson. Here are the learning objectives for this lesson. It's difficult to accurately judge the tonal quality of a photo by eye alone, as the observation process can be influenced by factors like environment and equipment, leading to tonal inaccuracies. For example, under different lighting conditions, the same photo might appear to have different tonal qualities when viewed on a camera's LCD screen. To avoid making incorrect judgments under external conditions, you can use Photoshop's histogram feature to objectively and accurately assess whether a photo's tonal range is even and rich. Before learning about levels, let's first explore how to use the histogram to analyze image data. Open any photo in Photoshop. The default histogram panel, which can be accessed by selecting Window, Histogram as shown in Figure 1, needs to be configured. Next, click the button at the top right corner of the histogram panel. And choose Expanded View from the drop-down list. To change the panel's display mode, enabling it to show statistical data. Finally, select Luminosity from the channel drop-down list, which will allow the luminosity histogram to accurately reflect the tonal distribution of the photo. The horizontal axis represents brightness, with 256 levels of brightness ranging from 0 to 255. The far left value is 0, representing the darkest area of pure black, and the far right value is 255, representing the brightest area of pure white. From left to right, it goes from dark to bright. The vertical axis represents the number of pixels at each brightness level. The higher the waveform, the more pixels there are in that brightness range, and the lower the waveform, the fewer pixels there are. Mean, this is the average brightness value of the pixels. The higher this value, the brighter the overall photo. For example, if the mean value shown by the statistical data is 158.93, the midpoint of the brightness levels is 128, then the photo is relatively bright overall. Standard deviation. This indicates the range of brightness values. The larger this value, the higher the contrast in the image. Conversely, the smaller the value, the lower the contrast. Pixels. The total number of pixels in the currently open photo. The Levels command can be used to adjust the intensity levels of shadows, midtones, and highlights in a photo. After opening a photo in Photoshop, select Image, Adjustments, Levels, to open the Levels dialog box. Move the appropriate sliders to adjust the image as needed, as shown in the figure. It's important to note that the histogram in the Levels dialog box can also serve as a reference when adjusting a photo's tonal range, but it doesn't update in real time. Therefore, during adjustments, it's best to use the luminosity histogram as the primary reference. Shadows. Also known as dark tones, these are the darker areas of the image that still retain some detail. Midtones. These are the middle-range tones in the image, neither too dark nor too bright. Highlights. Also known as bright tones, these are the bright areas of the image that contain significant detail. Next, let's use the Levels command on a landscape image from the Resource folder. Analyzing the original image. Based on the luminosity histogram, you can see that the image is overexposed, too bright, and lacks shadows. Solution. In the Levels dialog box, move the Shadows slider to the right to adjust the dark tones and increase the shadows, enhancing the image's sense of depth. Analyzing the original image. Based on the luminosity histogram, you can see that the image is underexposed, too dark, and lacks highlights. Solution. In the Levels dialog box, move the Highlights slider to the left to adjust the bright tones and increase the highlights, making the image's layers more pronounced. In this lesson, we learned how to read histograms and adjust levels. Please complete the following exercises and practice these techniques in your spare time to deepen your understanding and improve your skills. That concludes this lesson. See you next time.